Hey everybody. This is in our series of homework, and we have George who's in the background. He's not going to do a lot of talking because his mic is awkward right now. To remind you about this homework, it's something that a lot of my students don't do because it's difficult. So I'll just go over again what it is, and then we'll go through George's homework. So homework is you play one game in that week. And just one because this is a very hard homework. So you play your game with the attempt to every move, think clearly, go through the basic list of am I okay? Is he okay? What's big? And we've talked about the list before. Once you play that game, and you're going to be making lots of mistakes in thinking and moves all over the place, as expected. So would I. Once you're done, review the game by yourself, trying to catch basic errors. Nothing fancy, nothing strategic, just I should, and then you make a comment like, I should have defended, or I should have defended at A. Very simple comments. Oh, I had no need for defense there. I wasted a move, something simple. And then you bring the game to me, and we get to see your thinking. We get to correct your thinking along with the moves. So that's the meaning of the homework. And you'll see George's comments here, which I will try to get to. And here we go. George, you want to give me control? There we go. Okay. We'll be looking at the white stones. That's George. Black plays this up here. When the time comes, we won't mind coming in here. We won't feel uncomfortable coming in. But as it is, just empty corner's fine. And I wouldn't want to play my empty corner here because it looks like those two black stones are, working together. So I like his idea down here. So now if black shares the corner, he's inside my area. Okay. So I like what George has done so far, even though that's just strategy and doesn't matter really. Sorry, that's a mistake. So I assume George will now take the corner. Of the four moves to play in the corner, do any of them particularly bother the E stone? No. Any of these four, the E stone's going to be just fine. So we're going to play our move however we want it. I kind of don't like a move like A, because later on, I can see black dropping. Let's say black, we have this sort of thing, and now black drops down. That's a good relationship he just made on the left, and it really attacks my corner. So I kind of don't like that one. So I'd probably play here, but it's all a little complex. They're all fine, of course. Place here, not a problem at all. Actually, that's probably what I would play. Comes here, contact. Why would we contact? We're begging black to settle. This forces black to settle, and we get the top? That doesn't make sense to me. Just settle. This is a specialty, just like you were touching the stone. George, what were you thinking? Okay. No. George is saying, well, we want to contact strong stones and don't contact weak ones. So I agree with the principle. So now we need to know, is the A stone strong or weak? Well, that's a 1. I want an A. There we go. And I mentioned in some of my videos that I've been over this at length with professionals. What is a strong? I want to know what to touch and what not to touch. And Mr. Yang, when I'm bugging him, he finally says, well, it's really hard for us professionals to know too. That's good information. Okay. So, what I've come up with is, Does white have any intention of messing around inside black? Yeah, then it's a weak stone. So now let's change it. And now we ask, does white have any intention of coming in? No, not at all. Not that I couldn't, but no. Well, then how about we contacting it? And just for fun, let's look at the basic idea. Now black's very overconcentrated. The other way, not so much. So that's a perspective on strong and weak stones that I use. If I intend to mess with it, don't do it. Now, something pros are doing nowadays, and I don't understand it, but we'll look at it. They say, go ahead and kick. And I say, but you're fixing black shape. And they're like, oh, yeah, but you get the corner. And I'm like, that's not my corner yet. Well, yeah, but if black takes it, then his group is hurt. So he doesn't want to do it. I'm like, yeah, the kick bothers me, but I'm seeing it significantly more now that we have AI. Okay, he plays here. Goes for the corner, thank you. And then, finish. We're not finished yet. White's getting surrounded. And white, this is Sente. Can't let black have this in Sente. Okay. Yeah, black's very solid. Yeah, you're not attacking black. Vague attacks aren't big enough in the opening. That's 14. And that, so he made a comment here. It's a vague attack and therefore not valid. Agreed. Yeah. So finish your group. Should we finish on the third or fourth line? Fourth line's for keeping the pressure up. Black's not weak. For growing, white has nothing to grow on top. It's not a white area. So third line makes sense. And if you want to get real specific, oh, maybe this one's better. Well, maybe. It's not worth thinking about in my mind. Okay. Now, white is closing a skirt, and white is threatening to come in more. This is all true. It's got to be 70%, maybe 85%. It's not a terrible move, but take care of your groups. Okay. He plays here. I'm going to now, I would call this a helping from a distance. Now black's becoming weak. So here, now I play this move instead of this move. And now I would play fourth line because black's unhealthy. Interesting how that all changes. So again, in this situation, I'm going to play on the third line. In this situation, I'm going to play on the fourth line because black is weak. Anyway, back to the game. 14, 15. Black, George says, plays a slow move. Make sure it doesn't become a good move. Okay. Next move, he says, wrong. Just extend group out instead of A. Oh, I see. You cut here. Gotcha. Just a second. Just George, explain this to me. What you're trying to say. I see. Okay. I have no idea. I wouldn't know unless I figured it out. So let's figure it out. White's A group is missing a move. Anything in the bottom right, I'm going to take care of my A group first. Okay. So in my mind, we're now playing in the upper left somewhere. Let's look at different ways of defending the A group. And by two, any getting out thing. And I'm saying 3 defends A because of the help from a distance, which we've all heard of and know about. Of the 3, move 3 I love. Totally strengthens my position, totally hurts his position. If he doesn't respond, he has 0 eyes. I love 3. If he attacks my A group, I can counterattack. As long as I survive, I can counterattack and he's in trouble. So I would play at 3. George, does that make sense? Ah, George is playing this mute game where sometimes he's muted and you can hear him. Sometimes he's muted and you can't hear him. But then sometimes I can, and it's not that, so it's really confusing to me. But he says in this situation, he got the big A move and black got the small B move, and that's what he's doing. The problem is A is it is defensive, granted, but it's a move about size. Like he said, oh, A's so big and B small. That's a matter of size. What gives us the most size? His weakness and our strength. So this is a bigger move because it makes black weak. On top of that, white's getting area 1 and black's not getting area 2. That's so it's the points here are ×2 along with black's lack of health, along with, let me get there, along with, ooh, this is sent to connect under. Let's stop him. Really? There's, the Aji is just off the roof now. Off the roof, out of the roof, through the roof. So playing here totally strengthens white's position and hurts black's. George, I assume that makes sense to you. You know this stuff. Now, this is something that's interesting about homework. I find, generally speaking, when I review a game for one of my students, whether it's homework or whatever, 80 to 90% of what I say, they already know. It's just a matter of putting it in the context, getting it in their mind so that when they're playing their game, it's like, here's where I apply it. I knew it, but I didn't apply it. Why didn't I apply it? So you go through it enough, find it's like, I'm going to apply that. And then everything starts to change. But that's a hard sequence. That's hard to get through. Okay. So white plays here, which has meaning. Out we come. Now we're going to capture the cutting stone. Now the white group has got its health. It's also got height. It hasn't gained a lot of territory, but it's certainly got more potential. Okay, I'm looking at his comments. Next, it says black is now out and white has gained almost nothing. Yeah. Black is so strong now. And unless white plays something, which is still, it's just, really hard. That's great that George caught that. Yeah. He saw this and he goes, my move was nothing. Yeah. Near nothing. Okay. Here, George says that he should have just gone to the corner. And I agree because the A stone has so much room, especially with that B stone poking out. Attacking A is just not going to mean a lot. So what are the C stones doing? Struggling to survive? Yeah. While in 3-3, done deal with points. Just for fun, let's take a look at that. Black is going to play this way if he wants to play correctly. So white got the corner and points. Black is left with, if black plays here, this is really slow. Black just can't do this. But if he doesn't, white can enact the Aji. So much better for white, yeah. Okay. Boom, boom. Ooh, I like it. Yeah. We like white's territory. We're using our new wall to attack black. Good. 20. Okay, next one's on 28. 28. Greedy. Need to help the main group. Yeah. We can all agree that the A stone is perfect in that area, area B. Tidies everything up. Now we can get out. Wonderful move. But the C group, we've left in a lurch and it's behind enemy lines. Now, let's make an excuse. Well, yeah, but I'll just live. I can just live. Yeah, but black is doing something magnificent on the right because of his new wall formation. Now, I'm just throwing stones down to paint the picture. I doubt that these, although they're not bad moves, but still, yeah. So a good catch. And that's 28. Next one's 44. Yep, get out. Save the cut. Okay. My first question, how do I feel about this? Oh, I feel horrible about this. I need to get out right away. Yeah, that's a fine way to get out. Contact the strong stone. Is that a strong stone? Yeah. We have no intention. Oh, I'm going to come in. Really? You're going to die is what you're going to do. You have a weak group. Right. I like it. You're letting me just surround? Yeah, baby. Thank you. Okay, 36. Next one's 44. Okay. Boom. We're about to get cut there. So if he cuts, let's just take a look at it. That's a real cut. We can't say Atari successfully because we just die. Okay. So we need a way of making it so he can't cut. The first way that crosses my mind is here. Because now, if he cuts, it's a ladder. And my move to save my cut hurts his corner. So I do it in Sente. He's got to come down. It's still a ladder. Now I'll just do whatever. I kind of like coming out. Come out somewhere. Okay. See what George did? Boom, 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 boom. Cut. Yeah, makes a ladder. Yeah, doesn't do a lot more. It's okay. Uh-huh. What was that for? Black just says, I don't want to cut you. Please make sure I can't cut you. Okay. Okay. Time to assess. And that's where the thing is. George's next move, he says, it's not practical, might even be dame, which is a word for 0 points, something in between groups. Okay, so let's figure out the move before we see George's. We check our groups. How's our A group? Very out. Comfortable, eyes, not a problem. So all our groups are fine. His B group, well, it's out and it has some thickness, and us coming under at A is not particularly meaningful now. He just responds or whatever. He's got a pretty good group there. Hit this A group. Well, it doesn't have a lot in the I department. But if we somehow run out, once I get on the right button, and he comes out, seems awfully easy for him. Now, again, the stones I'm putting down paint pictures. And they might be the moves. I don't know. They actually might be. But I'm just painting the picture of if we split and he comes out, I'm not, well, just seems a bit vague to me. So I wouldn't attack here. It seems black's not that weak. Okay, then what? What's next? Now that we're not attacking or defending, let's look at the big areas. And there's only two to really think about once I get on the right button. Area 1 and Area 2. My first thought is Area 1 because this black move is Sente against white. And that's a big black move. This is area points times 2 and attacks white. So no, I'm playing on the right. This one, it's like, okay, it's big. And not Sente, but threatens to invade next. That's a big move. But he just plays here, and now we're under attack. So yeah, I'm going to play that one probably at 1. Let's see what George does. Yeah. Notice George just now caught up with 2 groups. He didn't get ahead of the groups. So as a habit, always look to get ahead. Oh, but what about the cut? Well, you're the one doing the splitting and the cutting, which means you're strong and ready to fight. And he's weak and not ready to fight because you decided to attack him. So he's weak. So it doesn't matter. Oh, he'll split me. It doesn't matter. You don't care that you're cut because he's the weak one. Yeah, it looks good, except easy for black. Okay. That was 45. Next one's 52. Yeah, important. Just a small interesting point. I'm going to take B off. So I agree with White's move. Now let's take off B. I'd go one further here. Just why not? I don't see a problem. But once the stone goes in, I'm going to think about some sort of defense now. Black, Everyone's fine. Let's look at the big areas. Let's notice that no one has claimed Area 1. Yes, it's a narrow area and we might not think about it, but it can become blacks or whites. Same with Area 2. Area 3 is blacks. Not, if we play first, not very much of it, but it's blacks. So there's a difference between playing in, yeah, so we're still in the opening. We've done some middle game, but we're in the opening. So I would first look at Area 1 and 2. Is black 2 Sente against us? No. Is black A Sente? Yeah, you'll rip off our corner. Okay. So he has Sente around A, but not around 2. So I'm going to play either at A or 1. Does this bother black? Maybe there's a small invasion there, but we're so thin, I think we have an invasion too. It's not much of a threat. How about here? No threat. That's not a change. Oh, but our corner is now significantly stronger. So I would play here. Notice up to this point, that corner has not been ours. Now, I believe it is. Now we're not saying, oh, I can read all this out as now black can't come in. No, it's like we're looking pretty strong there. Well, but what if black comes down? Well, then if you want the area, take it, right? This is all assuming that we respond as black comes close. If we want the area, we need to take the area. But at the moment, I don't see black living in there. Okay, a lot of talk there for not much effort, not much stuff. Next is 52. So he did play here, right? Totally right idea, a little thin. Boom, defend. Boom. Is this Sente? I would do a little reading here. It's like, really? What, here? Totally strong white group, seems to me. So I don't see that as Sente. That as Sente. What does bother me is this center area. Black just said, I want a lot of area 1. So that's the next biggest thing. I'm going to go deal with area 1. Make sure I'm on the right question here. 51, 52. Way too slow and gives black easy follow-up. Oh, we got to see. Yeah, way too slow. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So how do we deal with area 1? We start with the tools at hand. Tool 1, we can start walking in. We have access. Yeah, that's not very deep. Okay, what next? Is our B stone can jump to B. That is deep. And that stone, even though it's a strong stone, we're threatening to kill it. So we're asking it to get stronger as we walk in. I like that. So A, B, I'm going to get rid of A because it's too slow. There's another tool here. This A, I have an over or under. He has a knight's move there. White A threatens to mess with him. And his entire C group is not great. Ooh, this is exciting. I think A might be the move. I like that it's deep, and it seems to me it has plenty of options for health. Okay, 51, 52. Let's just see what that would look like. George, what would black's next move be? Just so we can see a little bit of a readout. Q8. Okay, so that's just an exchange. Next. L8. Okay. Yeah. Does this get me home? No. Right. As soon as I try to get home, I'm cut. So that's not happening as far as simply walking out. Where the heck am I going to go? Well, I think the first readout I would do is the knight's move. Okay. So this is me reading out, not playing the moves. And black says, if he Ataris, he's made me stronger and himself weaker. And I would love that. So he's going to play this way instead. Ooh, I think I'm going to start walking in. He'll just do that, no problem. He'll kill my stones, no problem. He killed my stones. Yeah, but I am totally in his area. And I got R5. And I have moves prepared to come in now that I'm thick. Oh, that worked out real well. You got to be prepared to sacrifice. Oh, that was pretty. I like that one. Okay. Boom, very slow. Black, fine black. I'm going to put it here. It's doing much more work. And then white starts to come in. A little deep. Yeah. I think that stone just dies. How about this one? Well, if he grows it, I don't care so much because that's kind of a narrow. So we'll have him chase, come out, chase, come out. I don't see him getting around me. So off by 1 there. 54. Way too deep. If playing so deep, a forcing move is necessary. Right. So George is saying, as I pointed out, this is too deep. If I'm going to play something like this, I need it to be a forcing move. In other words, a free move that we're just going to give up if we want to. Boom. Oh, it's kind of deep. I think I'll play another free move. Oh, I'll kill you. Great. I'll play another free move. Oh, I got you. Great. Totally. So you see George's idea. Just that's how we, a lot of times, how we act here is get a free move. Okay. Now we're in trouble. Yeah. Let's stop here. White's in real trouble. And he's played some slow moves. I'm gonna do a quick. White's got some points. If White can handle this, I think White might have a chance. But I think this is probably a good stopping point. George, anything else you particularly want to see? Yeah, yeah. So you viewers can see this idea. White is just boom. That idea is done, and White has created a negative rather than a positive, wherever Black puts it. And so it's like, well, at that point, just how can we struggle? And we don't. That's not so interesting. Okay, good. Did you end up winning or losing this game? Lost the game. Yeah. This new Whitestone group. Yeah, sure. I asked about winning and losing because a lot of times we'll play absolutely horrid moves and then we trick our opponent or he doesn't know how to punish us and it turns into a good move and we win by a landslide. So, yeah, winning and losing doesn't mean all that much. Okay, good. Thanks everybody for watching. My general feeling is that this, now George disagrees with me, this format where we look at homework, I don't think you guys want to see it. George says no, they want to see it. So if you want to comment that you like more, you want more of this, or it's like no, Lance is right. Let's not do this anymore. Feel free to comment because we disagree on this concept. Okay, and I hate George for that, by the way. No, no, I just said that. George is a great guy, and he's a good drummer too. Okay, bye everybody.